Thanks, Gerard. Thanks, everyone. So apologize for the technical difficulties, but hi, I'm Ange Serbalis. So currently a productivity analyst in one of the company here in Singapore, also a Microsoft MVP. So currently I'm spearheading the adoption of Microsoft 365 in the APAC region from SharePoint, TMs, as well as the Power Platform, Power Automate, and Power Apps. So I'm kind of like bridging the gap between the business users and IT, and also enhancing the productivity of the organization. So today I will discuss the one of the ALM mechanism in the Power Platform, and that is the solution. So I'm going to show you the manual task of working on solutions and also its component, and how we can transfer our application from one environment to another and understand how the solution works. So digital transformation has been going rapidly. Organizations are increasingly adapting the low-code application to bridge those gaps in creating quicker solutions to help the business users increase their productivity by digitizing the process using Power Automate, quickly building application using Power Apps, and create chatbots with the use of Power Virtual Agents, and easily visualizing data using Power BI. So those four are the components of the Power Platform. And according to the Gartner's research, Power Platform is one of the leaders for enterprise low-code application platform. So as it does rapidly growing, so the PowerCat team created a workbook and best practices to guide your organization to accelerate and have a successful adoption of the Power Platform. So these are the outline from the Power Platform Adoption Workbook. So the first is to envision your organization to get started with the adoption plan. So you need to identify your executive sponsors, your Power Platform admin, and plan out your strategy for the adoptions. And second one is onboarding. So onboarding your champions and community, as well as plan out your strategy for the building the trainings and champions in the community, doing some engagement with your business users and checking and continuously train them. And lastly is scale. So by establishing your Microsoft Power Platform Center of Excellence and plan out your governance and nurture best practices. And also don't forget to deploy your COE Kit to easily govern, secure efficiently, and monitor the application and monitor by your organization's app makers. So what is environment? So the environment in Power Platform is like your container or your space where you can manage your applications, your flows, gateways, connections, dataverse, rules, security requirements, and others. So each tenant or every tenant has a default environment, and you can create multiple environments. And each environment is tied to a geographic location. So you can create an environment for Asia, US, or Japan region, and it can also target different audiences. Like it could be your environment be a dev environment, test, or production. And also the application that you build is bound to the environment where you created it. For example, if you are creating an application in a dev environment in the USA region, this application is not available in the Canada dev environment. So when it comes to the creating the environment, there are different types of environment. So these are the trial environment. So it's only a short term, so it only expires in 30 days. The other one is sandbox, so it's used for development and testing. The other one is the production. This is where all your critical or your operational application will be located. And then the developer which is for individual use. So you can check out the Power Up community plan for that one. And then there's the other one, which is the Microsoft Dataverse for Teams. This environment will be created once you create an app within the MS Teams. So when we create an environment, we go in the Power Platform Admin Center. So from there, you create, select new, and then create an environment. So you just name your environment. You select the region. So because I'm located in Singapore, so I use the Asia one, and then select the type of the environment. So I use the trial, and of course you can put the purpose of this environment. And then next thing is you just select the language if you want, and then the currency, and then this environment I'll try to deploy sample apps and data, and then you just create it. So once you create it, you can check and you can view the overview of the environments as well as where it is currently located. So the GU is the APAC, and that's how easy it is to create an environment in the Power Platform Admin Center. Now, so let's say if you, also don't forget, if you are going to create an application, you need to make sure that you are in the correct environment, because as I mentioned, the application that you build is bound to the environment where it's located. And then after you created your environment, so imagine you've established your environment and you start creating your applications. It could be an apps or flow. Now you want to implement the same application to another environment, or you created a dev, test, and production environment, and you want to move your application. So for this one, that's how are we going to use the Power Platform solutions. So the solution is a container we use to transport the solution component from one environment to another. And this, the solution can contain a multiple app. It could be a flow, tables, chatbots, and any other components. So if we say solution component, so when you open the solution, anything that you see inside is what we call the solution components, or just components. So the components could be the Canvas app, chatbots, Cloudflow tables, sitemaps, security roles, and any other components that you could see or you could add in the solution. So, so if you build a solution, there are two types of solution. So the two types of solution are unmanaged solutions and managed solution. So the unmanaged solution used for development, and it allows direct customization to components, and it is called open because the padlock icon is open. And then the second one is the managed solution. This is used to deploy for test environment and or UAT production. This is a closed solution, which means that you can't modify the app inside. You can't modify the components inside the managed solution. So once you know what are the types of solution, so there are the solution supports this application lifecycle process. First one is to create. So you create your solution as unmanaged, and then create or add an existing component and use this solution to export it as managed solutions or unmanaged solutions. The second one is update. So this is where you create your update to a managed solution. Components that are, the components that are not you were in the solution will not be deleted. And the second one is to upgrade. It will create an upgrade or import the solutions. Unused components will be deleted, or if the newer version is not related to the previous version, it will be deleted. And this is recommended way to upgrade your solution. And then the patch, which is kind of like a hot fix. So the patch is not commonly used, but but you can't delete the components using the patch. So let's try to create a solution and add an existing app and flow and do the export and import of the unmanaged solution and import it to another environment as a managed solution. And then let's try to upgrade that solution. So let's try to create the solution. So from the Power Apps, let's create a new solution and then let's name it. I use the Teams Nation demo, and then you can use the publisher. So I use the default one, but you can create a new one. So if you want to create, you just click the new publisher and then select your display name and then the name of the publisher. You can also change the prefix of the publisher. It depends on what you want, and then you can add email address or contact number, and then you just save it. Because a new solution is always a solution unmanaged, so that's how when you click the more option, you will see that the solution that we created is the unmanaged one. So just select create, and then from there, once you open the newly created solution, you can either add a new app or Canvas app or model-driven app. Also, you can add automation, Cloudflow, and any other security. But this time we're going to add an existing Canvas app. So I'm going to select like a three apps that I'm going to add in the solution that I'm going to transfer or move to another environment. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add another component, which is a Cloudflow. So I just add an existing Cloudflow. And then I'm going to look for approval flow, just a simple flow. And then I'm going to add it. And then after I'm going to add everything in the solution that we just created, I'm going to publish all the customizations that I've done. So you need to make sure that you publish all the changes that you've done. And then if you go to the overview, you will also see the items that has been added in that solution and some of the details. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this solution . Also, if you see the padlock icon, it means that it's open. So it means that it's an unmanaged solution. And if you see the closed one, that's a managed solution. So I'm going to export that one and then publish again. So I'll just try to publish again for. And then I'm going to check if there's any issues that I have within that solutions or components. And I have 25 issues, so I just check it out so you can see what are the issues that I'm having. So currently my apps don't have accessibility, so you need to make sure that when you build an app, you need to check your accessibility. But let's just ignore for for this demo only. So let's just ignore the error, and then let's just export this solution. And then your version number, and then I'm going to export it as a managed solution. So once I'm done, I'm going to move this manage file to in another environment, which is my environment is in the other region, which is the Power Apps US environment. And then I'm going to import that solution that I just downloaded. And then just click next. And then I just import it. And because it is a managed solution, so once you open it, you will have like a notification that you cannot directly edit the components or the Canvas app or flows or whatever inside in the solution, because it is a managed solution. So let's try to import the solution, the managed solution that into the same environment. So let's say if I go back to the personal environment, that's my default environment. And then if I'm going to import the managed solution that I just exported in the same environment, you will have an error. So it means that you can't import the managed solution in the same environment where your unmanaged solution is located. So that's the manual task on creating and import and export of the solution and import it to another environment. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to upgrade the solution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this three application, and then I'm going to add a simple Canvas app. So I'm just select this three and then remove it, and then I select new and then add a new app, new Canvas app, and then I'll just name it the Teams Nation demo app. So what I'm going to do is just only display the data from a SharePoint list, and then yeah, that's it. So I'm going to insert a gallery, and then my data source is SharePoint. And then I'm going to use the agency invoice to just display the data. And then you just save it. Now, if we go back to the solution, it will automatically create the app that the Teams Nation app that we just created in that solution. And then what I'm going to do is just publish all the customization that I have, and then export the solution to make sure your versioning is correct. When you export or upgrade the solution, so once done, you just download the solution, and then I'm going to upgrade it in the other environment. So you just go back again to the solution, and then you just import that zip file. So under the advanced settings, so these are the options that you want to do is either upgrade stage for upgrade and update. So for this one, I'm going to use the upgrade. And just import it. So once I open that solution, the 3 applications that we remove from the default environment will be deleted, and it will have the new app that we just created. So that's how the upgrade, the manual upgrade of the solution. So the other demo that I'm going to do is upgrade the COE Kit, COE Nurture components, because I haven't upgraded it yet. I haven't upgraded it like 2 years ago, because this one is my dev environment. So there's a lot of new components that has been added in the COE Kit solution. So I'm trying to import the COE Nurture, COE Nurture components. So currently the version is 2.9 managed solution. So mine was like 1.1 or 1.5. So I'm going to import the solution, and because I haven't updated it like 2 years, so I'm going to kind of upgrade some of the variables. So let me open the forms. I used the Power Platform training feedback form. Oh wait, I think I got the wrong URL, but I'll just type in the admin email. And then let me try to share. I select the share one. And then copy the link. And then you just select import. So now if you open the nurture component, it has a lot of components that is already available. So I think the nurture component is of course it's part of the COE Kit. It helps your makers and champions. It contains the app for the makers and champions, where you have like a training a day registration that is available in this component, as well as the training day registration. So this one will be easy for you to share it to your champions if you're going to have like a training a day in your organization. So if you open that app, for example, I think let me open this one is the Maker Assessment Admin app. So if you have like, I think, wait, let me try to open the training data management. I think this one is like, if you want to create a new Power Platform in a day event, something like that. So you can use it to share it to your app makers or your champions. So that's what inside in the nurture components of the COE Kit. So what's next? So what we did is more on manual process of transporting from one solution to another, and this can also be automated using the Azure DevOps and Power Platform. So this is what the app that it's currently that is created by PowerCat team, but it's still in public preview. So what it does is like if you're an app maker, if you have a new project, instead of creating a new solution like the manual thing that we did, so what you just have to do is you just open this app, request a new project, and then the admin will approve. Once the admin receive your request, they will just approve it, and then it will like automatically create the solutions that you're the solutions that you need, and as well as you will also know if, for example, if you're going to deploy your solution, so you will also see the progress where it is currently. So if your application is still in dev, test, or production. So go check it out, the ALM accelerator for makers. So I know it will be easy to deploy your application if you don't have this. I mean, moving from one solution to another solution, it's kind of a little bit difficult when we're doing manual. And sometimes we have like this expression like, it works in my dev environment. Why is it not working in the production? So I think the ALM will help you and guide you in deploying the solutions that you want from one environment to another. And then also you need if you just started, so you just start planning your adoption properly in Power Platform, because there's a lot of features, especially the COE Kit. There's a lot of features that will help your business users and organization increase your productivity, and also it will help out your when it comes to the governance, like establishing your environment, and also don't forget to continuously engage your business users. So to learn more about it, to just scan this QR code, this is where all my reference that I use for this demo. And with that, thank you so much for having me.
Excellent, Ange. Thank you very much for that great presentation and the demos. And yeah, lots of thumbs up, round of applause. So thanks for your time and the effort that in giving up to be here. And to the attendees, feel free to post your questions in the chat window.